Hello students, how are you? I hope you are safe at home. So this is our video number 2 of lesson number 4, adaptation in plants and animals. So we were doing a lesson number 4. We have learnt about what is adaptation, why animals need to adapt, and we have learnt about the two types of adaptations. So let's recapitulate some points. What is habitat? A place where animals and plants live. What is adaptation? Adaptation is a special feature that allows a plant or an animal to survive in their natural habitats. And next is why animals need to adapt. Animals are always in danger from other animals which consider them as prey. So to protect themselves from other animals, they adapt. They protect themselves through adaptation. Second is they animals need protection from extreme cold or hot climate conditions. So this is the another reason for adaptation. Next is types of adaptations. And yesterday we have learnt about two types of adaptations. First is plants and animals have physical characteristics to adapt to their surroundings. That means I have given you examples also that polar bears have padded paws so that they can move comfortably in the snow. Camels have cushioned foot so that they can also move comfortably in sand so that their feet doesn't sink in the sand. Plus, aloe vera plants have thick leaves to retain water in the dry regions, because in dry regions plants need water, and if water get evaporate, then how will they survive? So aloe vera plant have thick leaves to retain water in the dry regions. Next type of adaptation is camouflage. Camouflage is the ability of some creatures to hide themselves by merging with the surrounding so that no one can see them. So camouflage helps animals hard to uh, camouflage makes animals hard to spot, plus save them from enemies. So these are the two types of adaptations we have learned about yesterday. So now first let's discuss the homework. Yes, so question number 1 for homework was, what do you mean by adaptation? Describe at least one type of adaptation. The special feature that allows plants and animals to survive in their natural habitat is called adaptation. Camouflage is a type of adaptation that helps an animal to hide by merging with the surroundings. Question number 2 was, how does camouflage help some animals and insects? Camouflage makes it hard for the enemies or poachers to spot them, thus protecting them. Question number 3 was, describe an aloe vera plant. Describe the leaves of an aloe vera plant. So answer is, an aloe vera plant has thick leaves to retain water. So these are the answers of the questions given to you for homework. Now let's start today's class. Today we will learn about the other two types of adaptations. I had explained you what camouflage is. Now, see, I am showing you some examples. Some animals are camouflaged to blend in with their surroundings, to merge with their surroundings. This keeps them safe as it is more difficult for other animals to see them or catch them for food. For example, see this lion. This lion blends in well with the grassy background. The color of the grass and lion is same. So lion can hide himself by camouflage. Next is C. The zebra could be easily mistaken for bushes from a distance. Next, this lizard's skin is so similar to the rock color. This is all examples of camouflage. Yes, I had explained you camels store fat in their humps. Ostriches have long eyelashes to keep out the sand. And first type is physical characteristics. So layers of fat keep the seal's body warm and small ears stop heat loss. Polar bears are kept warm by their body fat. These animals have adapted to more suited to cold temperatures. Deer have a warm layer of fur. Other types of adaptations are many plants, many animals, birds, and sea creatures move from one place to another. That means they migrate from one place to another to find warmer or cooler regions in search of food, to give birth to their young ones, to get safe place to live. So these are the conditions why these animals and birds migrate from one place to another. Examples are Siberian cranes. In winters they fly to India, that means they come to India, and in summer they go back to Siberia. Some more examples of migratory birds, animals are zebra, sea turtles, Arctic tern. Yes, migration. What is migration? Migration is traveling from one place to another when seasons change. Many animals, birds, and sea creatures migrate from one place to animals. That means all types of animals migrate. They move from one place to another. Now, why do animals migrate? Animals migrate for different reasons. First, for better climate. That means to find warmer or cooler weather. Next, to find better food. In search of safe place to live. In search of safe place to raise young. That means to carry out their young ones, or to give birth to their young ones. They move to safe place and then go back to the place they were born. That means animals and birds keep on migrating from one place to another. Migration of birds. That we have discussed the reasons why animals migrate. Now, why birds migrate? Birds migrate for more food, to disperse their own breed to different regions. That means to transfer their own breed to different regions. Then to protect their babies. to get away from enemies, to avoid disease, to find warmer or colder climate. So that's why birds migrate. Now these are some migratory birds in winter. I've taught you that animals and birds migrate to find warmer or cooler weather. An example of this is in winter, when it is very cold in Siberia, the Siberian cranes fly to India. They go back when it is warm in Siberia. That means in winter they fly to India, they come to India, and in summers they go back to Siberia. The longest distance migration is done by Arctic tern. The longest migration in birds is done by Arctic tern. They fly from Arctic to Antarctic. That means they fly from North Polar region to South Polar region. So, to find warmer or cooler weather, birds migrate from one place to another. And in animals, or we can say in mammals, grey whales undertake the longest annual migration of any mammal. That means grey whales make one of the longest migrations on the earth. They swim over 10,000 miles to reach the Arctic feeding grounds. That means grey whales makes the longest migration on the earth. Grey whales. Next is modification of leaves. That means in many plants leaves get modified to perform special functions. Means some plants have different kinds of leaf that allow them to perform special functions. For example, cactus. Cactus have thick leaves which prevent the loss of water in the dry regions. They need water to survive in dry regions, and cactus have thick leaves to prevent the loss of water in dry regions, and this is how cactus survive in dry regions. Other is lotus. Lotus plant, as you know, lotus float on the surface of water. The leaves of lotus are waxy. That means lotus have waxy leaves that doesn't allow the water to go into it, and this is how it doesn't allow the loss of water and make lotus survive in such conditions. Next is fir trees. The leaves of fir trees are needle-like. Leaves means what is the function of needle-like leaves? As we know, fir trees are found in cold climatic conditions, and if trees are living in cold regions, then ice will be there. But because of the needle-like leaves of fir trees, the snow move off the branches and doesn't get stick to it, and this is how these plants survive in their particular habitats. So this is the modification of leaves. So these are the different types of adaptation. After animals and birds, now we will learn about plants. In many plants, leaves get modified to perform special functions. That means the leaves of some plants are modified in such a way that they can survive in a particular habitat. That means the leaves of some plants are different according to their particular habitat so that they can survive in their particular habitat. So, what adaptations help desert plants? Some plants can grow in deserts, other plants cannot, because desert is a very dry place. Plants that grow in deserts have adaptations that help them survive with little water. So, for example, cactus are found in deserts. Now, cactus survive in desert. Now, what features or what leaves cactus have that they are able to survive in desert? They have special roots that help take in water. They have special leaves and stems. See the stems and leaves. They have special leaves and stems that help them store water. Spines and thorns. Spines and thorns are this yellow part. Kaate. Spines and thorns protect them from thirsty animals. That means the animals which try to eat them, they will not able to do so. So these are the features which are present in desert plants that allow them to survive in deserts. This is the spines and thorns in cactus, which keep thirsty animals away from the cactus, and cactus will survive in desert. This is how cactus survive in deserts. Yes, cactus have large stems that can store water. The widespread root stem system, the roots can collect water easily. Thick leaves prevent the loss of water in a desert region. So these are the features of cactus which help it to survive in such dry regions. Next is lotus. Have you seen lotus? Lotus plant float on the surface of water. Lotus has waxy surface. Can you see the drops on the leaves of lotus plant? Why there are drops? Because the surface of lotus is waxy. Have you seen the wax? So, leaves of lotus plant are waxy. That means lotus has waxy surface so that water cannot penetrate easily. That means water cannot go into easily. And this is how lotus survives. This is a fir tree. This is found in the cold climatic regions. The leaves of this tree are needle-like. That means needle-like means like this. The leaves of fir trees are like this. They are needle-like. The needle-like leaves of fir tree makes the snow move smoothly off the branches. That means snow can be easily fall down from the tree. So the needle-like leaves makes the snow move off the branches and do not allow the snow to stick. And this is how fir tree survives in cold climatic conditions. Lesson number 4 is completed. Now it's time for some exercise. Let's do some exercise. Give one or two word answers. Question number 1 is the special features that allow some plants and animals to survive in their particular habitats. Answer is adaptation. Question number 2, the ability of some creatures to hide themselves by merging with their surroundings. Camouflage. Question number 3 is plants like aloe vera have thick leaves to retain this liquid. I repeat, plants like aloe vera have thick leaves to retain this liquid. Which liquid? Cactus have thick leaves to retain what? Water. Answer is water. Next, the leaves of this plant float on water and has a waxy surface where water cannot penetrate easily. Lotus. Answer is lotus. Next, the leaves of this tree are needle-like. The leaves of which tree are needle-like? Fig tree. Okay. So these are the one-word questions. Now it's time for homework. And questions for homework are: why do animals and birds migrate? Give two reasons. Give two examples. Why do animals and birds migrate? Give two examples. Next is explain with the help of examples the modification of leaves. So that's all for today. Be ready with the answers tomorrow. Till then, stay healthy, stay fit. Thank you.